Hello, 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 hello. You can still feel the pain in your chest. That's okay. It's okay. You definitely stepped it up this time then for sure. Hey, what's up, Dennis? Oh, that's Dennis. Dennis beat you last time. He was here before you. But he didn't stay long, so it doesn't count. I think he stayed for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Can you guys hear music? You guys hear music, right? I'm gonna play my own music in my headset because I can't hear the music in the stream. You guys don't hear my music playing, right? Just the kind of that background music. Dennis is gonna be a pain now. What are we building today? What are we gonna do? Sweet, glad the music's playing. You don't hear words or anything, right? Like it just sounds like background music? Because I don't want my music I'm listening to come through because then we'll get copywritten. Some backend. What kind of backend? You want to see me work with a database? We could do some database stuff. We haven't done that yet on stream. Okay, cool. I'm glad it's just instrumental. Oh yes. Have you used Supabase yet? We could do some stuff with Supabase. Oh, by the way, so you guys are always complaining to me that the chat is over on top of things and you can't see and this and that. Take a look what I worked on. So we have like a whole sidebar now. So the chat's gonna come in right above me up here. And then way up here, you can see the little 0. I don't know why it says 0, but that's the views that we're getting. I don't know why it says 0 because it's showing me like we got 6 people in here now. And then we got some social handles and then just the logo at top. But I'll have like a little bit less real estate on the left to work and code, but the chat should never be in the way anymore, or my face, so should be fine. No more screaming at me. I don't like being yelled at. Oh, this song is good. Hey Travis, are you in here yet? I got a band I want you to listen to. I don't think Travis is in here. I might ping him later. We'll get started here pretty soon. Just want to get some people in here first. Travis is most of the time away. He was here a good bit last stream. I don't know about the stream before that though. He was here more towards the end of the last stream. So what do you want to see, Dennis? You want to see some Supabase? Let me show you how to work with the Supabase database. I've only used it once, but it was very, very fun. It was very easy to use. Superbase. They don't like the ER at the end. They like the A. Super. Super. I have it right here. I'm actually using my random project generator with it. So if you actually go in here and you check out my table and you click on projects, you'll see what's like in my random project generator. So we have my to-do list app that we did. We have the movie search app that we did on the stream last week. And then we have the digital clock. So it's pretty much in here. Everything that's in the random project generator. And so if I generate a new project, we're not building this. I promise we're not building this. Oh, good. Because I don't want to build a music player today. But yeah, so now we have music player in the UI, and if I come back in here, you'll see music player is now here. And it auto defaults it to in progress, and there's no GitHub link, but obviously we can update that by working with the UI a bit. This was my first time using Supabase, and it was very straightforward. I did have one small issue with it though that Brian helped me figure out. My app was working perfectly, but I just so happened to look into my network tab and I noticed that I was making calls to my API like every second, and I had like 90,000 calls at the end of like a week of me working with the database. Thankfully, it didn't get charged or anything for it. But it had something to do with React re-rendering the component over and over and over and over. So technically nothing was wrong with the code, but I was making a ton of calls to the database, which is not cool. So let's go in here and delete this music player app since we're not doing it. I just wanted to show you. And yeah, if you delete something from the database, it updates here too. So if I refresh, you won't see it anymore. We could do like a simple directory app, maybe. Click a button and it'll add like a person to our directory maybe. And we could use like an API to get random people data, and we could store it in the database. That'd be a fun project. Just because iterate through a loop with console.log pretty much. Over is that 1 million? Oh boy. That's scary. I'm glad I caught it. I don't know why I decided to just check my network tab, but I'm glad I caught it. I don't know the best React best practices yet. I'm still learning. So I didn't realize I was re-rendering the component over and over and over. It was basically like an infinite loop because I was using useEffect. You know how to write React, Dennis? You had a mistake in your PHP script? Was it bad? In every for each call in the database? I don't think you're a true developer if you don't mess something up, at least on every project you build. Copy and paste mistake. All right, so what do you guys think about building some sort of like employee directory? Click a button, it adds a new person. We'll get random data from some random user API maybe. But we'll store all of that in our database. So we refresh and we'll keep everything. And I'll show you how to basically create, read, update, delete from the database. That should be fun. Do y'all want to see me do it in React, or do y'all want like something a little less involved, maybe just like vanilla JavaScript? I haven't done anything in vanilla JavaScript in a while, but we could do whatever you want. That sounds fun. Yeah, it does sound fun. Brohald, you cannot come into the chat and the first thing you say is controversial. Brohald. And I haven't written Angular since I started at Treehouse. I'd be so rusty. That's not a bad idea though. It's not a bad idea. I don't think I'll do it this stream though. Are you just trolling, or do you genuinely want to see me write some Angular? Good thing I didn't take you seriously and just went on my way and started building some Angular app. All right, cool. I'll just use like vanilla JavaScript then. I'm pretty sure I can still make the same kind of API calls and whatnot with Supabase. Supabase, not Superbase. Might have to figure this out a little bit, but it should be pretty simple. Are you staying a while, Dennis, or do you have to hop pretty soon? I know you're in like a completely different time zone from us. Rohold always wants to see some Angular. No, I think he just wants to watch the world burn. Same thing. Angular is horrible. I hated writing it. It was not my favorite at all. Honestly, Angular it's not that much different from React. I feel like almost every framework now is getting closer and closer to each other framework. Like it's really just syntax differences at this point. Nah, I'm there 2 hours, so up to 21 p.m. my time. 21 p.m. All right, cool. Well, let's get this started. Let's go to GitHub, create a repo. Let's just call it employee directory. 7 hour difference. That's crazy, dude. You're in like a whole different day from me. I mean, Rohold basically is too. He's starting his next day when I'm like midway through my day, I think. What time is it there where you're at, Rohold? Yeah, when I wake up, your workday's over. Employee directory with Supabase and vanilla JavaScript. I have not written vanilla JavaScript in quite a while, so this will be interesting. Put it in code. Do I not? Did it not clone? Oh, I spelled it wrong. God, we didn't even start coding it and I misspelled something. Oh, wow, you're in the same time zone as Dennis. That's cool. What time do I go to bed? I go to bed early every night. I'm an early riser. I go to bed pretty early. So I usually go to sleep about 8 p.m., 9 p.m. at the latest. You're going to do a magic trick, Soli? What magic trick? Yeah, 8 or 9 p.m. I go to sleep super early because I wake up super early. I've got a routine that I stick to. Sally is a hacker. What did she do? I wake up every morning at 5:30 a.m. 4:40? Not bad. Brian in the chat. Brian, you're late. CD employee diary. There we go. You were eating? Yeah, I got my snack today. It's extra toasty Cheez-Its. I try to have my little cheat meal, my little cheat snack during the streams because it's kind of hard for me to just get up and go cook. So each week on Thursdays I'll have like a different snack. This week is extra toasted Cheez-Its. I was craving them. I don't crave these often though. Your magic trick was to make Brian appear? I mean, you did call it. You did say it right before he showed up, so. I'm thankful that you don't stream at horrible times. So, it's pretty much the end of the day for you though, right, Dennis? Are you like ending the day with watching our stream? Cool. What a great way. It's a biased answer from me, but what a great way to end your day. Stressing out with me over code. You know what? Before we get started, for anyone that didn't see this lovely meme Dennis made, this had me almost crying laughing. Yo, Travis is here. My cat just jumped up here. Have you guys ever met Link? This is Link. Href for short. Hello, Href. No, Href's his name. Link is short. Link is for short. Hold on. He usually sits right here on my my chair while I work. He gets in the way sometimes. He'll get like right in front of my screen and just sit there while I'm trying to study or do some work or record something. Chunky boy. Chunky boy is right. He's chunky. All he does is eat and sleep. Cool. All right, so for everyone that's just joining, I don't know if you guys been here or not, but what we're building, Dennis wants to see some back end, so we're gonna use Supabase as a database, and we're gonna kind of build like an employee directory. I'll click a button, it'll add a new user, and I guess we'll add it to the database and then render the UI from that. But we're gonna do it with vanilla JavaScript, so this might be a little difficult. My day is full of coding at work, coding at home, coding with you at Thursdays. I mean, that's basically my life. Every day, all I do is code. I'm either studying code, recording code, doing code, streaming code. It's just code. Code. We're all living the dream, Brian. But we do need to actually code, so I may even need help with this. I'm not sure how different it'll be working with Supabase in vanilla JavaScript because I've only used it once and I've used it with React. So yeah, we'll figure this out. Let's just get everything set up. Set up an index.html. We'll set up Dennis's favorite file right here, a styles.css. Dennis said he's gonna actually do all the CSS for this for us, so we don't have to write any CSS because we're pretty bad at it. And we'll do an app.js. Actually, I'm also going to do an npm init y and set this up so I can install some stuff. Let's go, Dennis. I heard Dennis actually wrote most of the CSS that we use today. He works for the CSS core team. I hate CSS. He's so modest. Head of the standards. For real. Yeah, backend people who really enjoy the backend the most seem to hate CSS the most, I find. And people that don't do backend that much really like CSS. Or at least the people that do like CSS aren't super big into the backend, like me. Yeah, so let's go to Supabase and see how to install this. JavaScript docs. npm install Supabase. I mean, this is basically the same. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller on the left, make this a little bit smaller on the right, so I don't have to keep using shortcuts. If anything's ever like too small for you guys to see, just let me know. I'm working with a little bit less real estate so that we got the sidebar going now. So things might be a little small. Dennis, do you like CSS if you already have like the design ready and you just have to like do it? Or do you just hate CSS in general? Either answer is valid. You can use Supabase JS in the Dino runtime. I don't want to do that. I might have to do my API key stuff off screen. So we need a Supabase URL and a Supabase key, which I'll get whenever I set up the table later. And then we'll create client with, it looks like that URL and then our key. So it's basically no different. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna do this off screen so you guys don't see my stuff. Put this into an env file. Oh yeah, people that really don't like CSS, they'll find like they'll find a framework or a library, and they'll use that as a crutch, like Dennis does with Bootstrap. I'm calling you out. You know what? I haven't used Bootstrap in so long. That's what we'll use for the styles for this, so that we don't take all day writing CSS. Or do you want to see me write CSS? You guys choose. Bootstrap or CSS? Link is just like in the way, chilling. He's reading the chat for me. He just can't like verbalize anything back to me. I have to go back and read it anyway. None of the above. You want Sass. Okay. Everyone type right now either CSS, Sass, or Bootstrap. Whichever has the most answers, I'll go with that for this build. All right, I got 1 for Sass, 1 for Bootstrap, 2 for Sass. So far, Sass is winning, and Dennis is crying. And we got 1 for CSS. Travis, what do you got? Are you still in here, Travis? You can break a couple of ties here. Oh, wow. Sass because Link is so sassy. He just took off. All right, cool. We'll do Sass, which is basically CSS. It's fine with me. I don't even think I have the Sass compiler in VS Code anymore. I don't. I'll just set it up from scratch. I think I remember how to do it. Let's do that now. Let's set up a folder for styles. Set up an app.sass and an app.css. If I'm doing this wrong, somebody let me know. It's been a hot minute since I've worked with this. Sass, well, styles.app.css, styles app.scss. Cool. Is it watch app.css app.scss? No. Sass watch scss css. Uh-oh. It's frozen. That wasn't right. We should make Dennis take the front-end tech degree. If he paid the tech degree, no problem. Dennis, I thought you took the front-end tech degree, or was it the full-stack JavaScript tech degree? Okay, I think I actually have it running, the Sass compiler. Let's see. Padding 0. Oops. Oh, full stack. Whoa. Look at this infinite loop. I've never ran an infinite loop in my life with CSS. How is this even possible? Oh no. All right, let's stop the watcher. That's funny. It didn't even compile. No, don't make a meme. If you make a meme, I'm kicking you. No, I won't kick. But actually, no, make a meme. They're really funny. Anyone in the chat offhand knows the command to watching my Sass files? It's been so long, and I don't have the oh, actually I lied. I do have the compiler sitting here. I'll just use that instead of the terminal because it's been a while. Let's close off this terminal. Let's delete this. Click watch Sass. The only thing that sucks is I'll have to have that. I think every time I type or hit save or something, I might have to have that side window open. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't want to do that. What's the command? Let's see if we can look it up. Terminal command. Sass watch app.scss. I did that, but I'm not in that directory. So I added the styles directory in it. I did Sass watch styles app.scss styles app.css, and this created that weird infinite loop. Do I not need the folder name? Let's just try it. Do app.scss, app.css. Yeesh. Sass watch app.scss, app.css. Yeah, it's not working. I'll try it again. We'll do, well, let's just CD into styles. And do Sass watch app.scss, app.css. All right, so it's watching for changes. Let's see if we do an infinite loop again. Margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box. Okay, cool, that works. I guess I just had to be inside of the right directory. Did we install Supabase yet? Yeah. Okay, so we kind of have the project structure set up, which is good. I'm gonna make my editor a little smaller. If it's too small for y'all, just let me know. Let's get started building this. By the way, Dustin, so I did my Unit 3 project and used something called Blackbox AI for the first time to help me to automate putting all the US states in option tags for my select field so that I wouldn't have to sit down and do all of that. I've been there, I've done that. And then right at the start of Unit 4, you came up in a video talking about... hold on, I lost you. Dennis started talking and it pushed the chat up, and now I don't know where I was at. Okay, Unit 4, so you came up in a video talking about students using AI. I felt so dirty, like you were gonna scold me and put me in timeout. It was just so perfectly timed. You can blame Brian and maybe even Rollhald or Travis for that, because they put my videos where they think it needs to go. No, don't feel bad using it. I mean, you definitely want to use it, especially for things like that. That's totally fine. You just don't want it to write code for you that you don't already know. But yeah, if you already know what you're doing, use AI to speed everything up. Absolutely. That is a very good use case. I agree with Brohald, not Rohald, Brohald. No blame me, Travi. No, I agree with all of them. That's a very good use case for using AI. Seriously. All right. Let's get out of the CSS, get out of this. We need to start building. I've already been streaming for 35 minutes and I haven't done anything. Set this up. Employee directory. We're also going to want to use random user API, which I have not used in a while either. I don't even know the... Okay, here it is. So I am not going to use an Ajax call. That's for sure. Let's set this up real fast. I don't even remember what I need to do inside of fetch. Let me look up the fetch syntax, because I use Axios mostly. Use the Lego, people? Is there a Lego random user generator? API? I never knew that about coding AI till I saw you using GitHub Copilot, but that's a paid service. So I searched in VS Code for another one that's free, and that's how I found Blackbox. That's cool. I didn't even know Blackbox existed. Oh, it's a parameter. It's in the docs. That's probably what this is. Oh, whoa, I lied. Let's go to documentation. Formats, maybe? I'm getting flashbanged now. Search for Lego. I don't see anything. Let's go to formats. Hold on, let me, how to use Lego people with random user API. See if I can find something. No, this isn't it. Let me know what parameter I need to use, Rohald. I don't want to spend too much time looking into it. And I want to do the fetch API syntax, because I done forgot. Oh. I'll just copy this. I think that's basically it. randomuser.me/photos. Oh, down here, just Lego. I like this. We're going to use this. We're totally going to use these Legos. Ladies and gentlemen's. Littlemans and JDs. That's what my brain read. Cool. This looks like Dennis. This one looks like me. This is Travis. This is Brohald. This right here is solely using Blackbox. I got the helmet on. It's my hard hat. It's my thinking cap. It's my thinking cap. All right, cool. I think we got what we need from that fetch API stuff. let me get the this URL right here. So this alone, let's open this up in the browser finally. Only an hour later. this alone should give us something back if I link it in the JavaScript. And I lied, it does not. Let's see. All I did was copy and paste stuff. Await fetch. Oh, we gotta call this. They set it up in a function. Log movies. We get an array back. What do we get? What do we get? Results. That's what I want. I want those results. Let's also change some of this stuff. We'll call this data. And we'll call this log random user. Or I'll just call this random user. And it'll log our data. Cool. And actually, like I said, I want to do data.results. By the way, we got 3 new followers. We're at 22 now. That's cool. I didn't know that. I actually have it set to where like it should ping us now, like on the screen when we get like a new follower. So it must have been before the stream because I didn't get anything. Unless you guys saw something, I didn't see anything. Let's go. We're slowly growing. I honestly didn't think we'd grow this fast. I mean, we're not really growing very quickly, but I mean, I thought it would be pretty dead in here from the start, and it's been fun. You guys make the streaming fun. I'd be so bored if I was just sitting here streaming by myself. And I know you guys have tons of other better things to do than watch me fumble around with code. Let's go back and set this up so I don't have to keep using, yeah, there we go. We can go back and forth like this. All right, so we're returning our results array, which gives us all this cool stuff. So Rohald, if you're still in here, https randomuser.me/API, do I put something at the back of this to get those Legos? I can always look at the docs in a little bit. I haven't looked at it yet. All right, so I'm gonna make this extremely simple, and if we got time at the end of the stream, I'll style this up. So all I wanna do in here is just, for now, just have a button that says add a new user, and we're gonna click it, and it's gonna generate a new user into, I guess we can build out like a table. And the table will just have all of our new users in there, and then we'll hook this up to Supabase for a database. That way we don't have to use anything like local storage. It'll actually be saved in a database. And yeah, if we can do all of that on stream, we can style this up after a lot better. And I'm not even gonna make like a real table, because the markup for like an actual table, I have no better things to do on a Thursday afternoon. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Dennis. But I don't either. Honestly, if I wasn't streaming for you guys, I'd be sitting here doing the same thing or recording something for work. I'm always coding. I want to start creating content for making my game and thought about streaming it, but I worry about the same thing. Yeah, so my idea going into the streams, Travis, was I honestly figured we wouldn't have anyone in here and it would just be me. And I looked up a lot of like videos on how to stream, how to get into it, and everyone says the same thing. Act like the room is full of like 500 people. Like as I'm talking to you, it might sound silly, but just talk. Just talk anyway. Act like other people are in here and just talk as if you would having conversations with people watching your stream. Try to explain everything as you go. It's very clunky in the beginning though, for sure. But it's just a hump you got to get over. I know I heard a lot of people actually, instead of hitting stream and going live right at first, they'll just hit record. That way no one sees anything but them, and they just act like they stream. They do that for like a month or two straight until they're like very fluent with the way they talk and, you know, present everything, and kind of sets you up for streaming. Unfollow and follow didn't trigger it. Do you guys see this if I do this? Did you guys see that at all? I just did like a Treehouse is now following you. Y'all did see it? Cool. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do when someone follows. Subscription, donation, if anyone wants to give me all their millions of dollars. And bits. I don't know what bits are. And then host. I don't know what this is either. But I got this all set up for when people do want to follow us and show us some love. Yeah, you'll definitely get used to it. Rohal dropping some solid information for once. No, I'm just kidding. Rohal actually helped me out on a massive tailwind bug yesterday. Maybe if we have time at the end of the stream, I'll go over that. You're doing great too, Dustin. Thanks, Soli. I appreciate that. I know everyone on the Treehouse team, they know because we talked about this already, but I have crazy amounts of anxiety. It's bad. Like it's crippling most of the time. But it's weird. When I turn the camera on, I'm good. It's so weird. It's like it just goes away. Even I want to stream in English. I had to learn more English. You could probably get some AI translator software to do it for you, to be honest. All right, let's do a div. Class name. Actually, it's just a class. We're in HTML land over here. We'll call this user table. We'll probably have like a title in here. I'm not gonna make this super fancy. Like I said, we'll style this up a little later. I'll call this users in our database. And in here, we'll have a UL with an LI. We'll do like 2. And each LI will basically be our user. So I'm gonna do all this very statically, and I'll write some very basic CSS to kind of make this look cool. And then we'll actually render this dynamic with our data. And then once that's all set up, we're gonna use the database. Maybe some people learn German through the stream. Haha. So you're in Germany, right? It's funny because when we release the podcast on Spotify, it lets us see like what areas our podcast is listened to most. And there's like a little bit in Germany, and I'm like, oh, I bet you that's Dennis. I bet you that's Dennis watching the or listening to the podcast from Germany. Also, I got your comment yesterday on the podcast, Dennis, on episode 3. Appreciate it. So what do we want? What do we want these list items to look like? I guess we'll have like an image here. And then maybe we could have like their name, first name, last name. What other info do we get back from this API? I'm just really happy no one's screaming at me about the chat being in the way now. This sidebar is actually working out a lot better than I expected. All right. We get a cell phone, date of birth, email, gender, ID. What's this ID? I don't know. That's weird. Location. We get a picture. Let's just keep it simple for now. We can always add other stuff later. I'll do like let's do location, name, and picture. All right, so, and this will be location. Let's just copy this, bring that down, remove this. Let's look at our beautiful markup here that Dennis is gonna style with his master SCSS skills for us on his very first stream in German. Just the parameter Lego will do. Cool. Dustin, maybe next year I'll come visit you. We'll be fun. Absolutely. I don't think you'll like Louisiana. Let's see. Do /Lego, $Lego. Did it give me a Lego image? Sure did. All right, whatever random Lego image it brought back in this API is what Dennis's Lego will look like. He's got the bottle cap hat. Dennis, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much does this actually look like you? How much does Lego Dennis look like real Dennis? 10? Look at the random generator doing work. With your bottle cap. All right, let's get to some of this stuff. We're gonna do some SCSS. Dennis, I know you don't like CSS, but do you know anything about SCSS? Do you know how it works? Do you know anything about it? Can I get a copyright? You can get a copyright after the stream. So you might actually enjoy CSS if you wrote SCSS instead, also known as Sass. I actually don't understand the differences. I think this is the same thing, SCSS and Sass. But yeah, basically, so if you take a look at the HTML, we have one container in here, right? And a button. And inside this user table, we have an H2, a UL, and an LI. So what we can do is we can say user table, and we could say like background color green, just something random for now. And what you can do down here is you can nest things, which is super amazing. So I can just say UL, and I can say background red, and we don't have to worry about any scoping. If there's, so like if I put a UL up here with a couple of list items, this will not have that background color of red. Actually, none of it will until I put the CSS in the HTML file. So you write everything in an SCSS file, which the browser cannot read. So you have to have some sort of compiler that's going to compile it all to readable CSS code that the browser can actually read. So when you link your style sheet, you still link your CSS sheet. So I'll hit save. And we still don't see anything, so I'm wondering if it's compiling. Oh, I'm writing this in my CSS sheet. Let's copy that and remove it. You don't want to ever write anything in the CSS sheet. So you come here, paste it in here, and it's gonna... Oh wait, what's going on? Failed to save app. The component is newer. Let's overwrite. All right, I'm gonna come here and hit save. All right, so this is what I wrote. I wrote user table and I nested the UL inside, right? And the compiled CSS just shows the CSS you would have wrote. User table, UL, and then user table. So when you come here, we still don't see it. Did I misspell something? Why am I not getting my CSS in here? Oh, you know what? I think it's inside of the folder. Yeah. And it's also app.css. There we go. So we have the SCSS, we wrote UL with a background color of red, but it's nested inside of user table. So because it's nested, it's scoped to this. So all the other ULs, it won't have that same styling applied to it. Nesting is really cool. You can also do variables. So I could say, you could put the $sign and say primary color. We'll set it to like a, let's go to like this purple. And then every time you want to use it, you just write primary color. And you could change it in multiple places. I mean, you could put it wherever you want, and you just have to change it in one spot every time you want to change the color for everything. So it's really good for theming. You can also do some pretty complex stuff like writing some functions and looping. You could actually loop in there. I did a video on it on TikTok a while back, and somebody was like, are you writing JavaScript in your CSS? Yeah, you don't have to put the dot here. I just always like to be as specific as I can with it. But yeah, you can remove this and it'll work all the same. But the / just means that you're in the current directory. But the problem is with my work, even when we use SCSS in my projects and not at work, it's like, I mean, it's basically the same thing. You just have a lot of like good quality of life benefits writing SCSS. Everything you can do in SCSS has to compile to CSS, so it's got to be valid CSS that you write. You know, other than nesting and loops and stuff. But it's pretty straightforward. Anyways, let's get out of all of this. Now that we have everything actually synced up, let's do what we want to do here. So this button, let's target that. I'll say margin 0 auto. Will that actually center it? It sure won't. I think it's inline. There we go. We'll add like a margin of 5 rem auto. So let's take this first margin off. Cool. So we'll click our little button, and then we'll build like this little database here. So we can say user table. We'll do a width of 100%, max width of like maybe 600 pixels, and obviously margin 0 auto. And then we should have our database table here. Background color, we'll go with gray, do some padding of like 1 rem, border radius. Maybe we could do like 1 rem, that might be too much. Give me a sec. Link's trying to eat my fake plants. Dude, you're gonna die. Calm down. All right, hold on. Stop being bad. You're never bad when I'm not streaming. All right. Maybe I will take a look at SCSS. You should take a look at SCSS. We have an awesome course on it. It's actually in the front-end tech degree. It's really, really good. It goes over basically everything. Let's brighten up our table just a tiny bit. I'm also gonna say list style none globally. There we go. Cool. So the idea is we're gonna make this very simple. We're gonna click this and we're gonna generate a new person in this list. They're gonna have an image, first and last name, and their location, which we're gonna get from the random user API. Why does it say hello right there? Oh yeah, I got this little UL right here. Cool. So you know what else I want to do? Let's target the UL in here. Actually, there's really nothing I want to do with that. Let's target the LI inside. Also, so let's say I want to say the color of these list items are red. But now I want to target something specifically in the list item. So if you want to do like LI hover, you can do that. You would just write this ampersand, and it would basically be like the same as saying LI. I think that's how it goes. I don't know why it's red. Oh, because I didn't finish it. And you could say like color purple. So this ampersand is basically the same as saying LI again. You just kind of shorthand for it, and then you just write your hover rule. And now it hovers. It's pretty cool. But yeah. Go take our SCSS course. You'll like it. Okay. Honestly, I think we're pretty much already ready to just start adding some data to this. So we're basically going to replicate this bit of UI right here. Maybe we can say const HTML equals. Well, no, I don't want to do that. Let's just get the users that we want. So let's give an ID to our button. Where's our button? Way up here. ID. We'll call it add user. And we can come over and say const add user equals document dot get element by ID add user dot add event listener. We'll listen for clicks. And what do we want to do? We want to alert saying, hey, Dennis. Let's see if this works. It does not. Oh, I didn't save my HTML file. There we go. Hi, Dennis. Stop laughing at me. You make the same mistakes. Don't lie to me. All right. So yeah, let's ping our API every time we hit that button. Actually, we already have the function, so let's just call this, right? So now, when we hit the button, we should get a random user log to the console. And we do. Sweet! So, oh, I haven't done vanilla JavaScript in a while. Let's get a reference to our UL. So I'll do an ID of user list, and we'll add this as a variable. So we'll say user list equals document dot get element by ID user list. And what we can do, let's put these at the top of the file so we don't have to worry about any weird behavior. Is it commit time at the end of the stream? No, you know what? This is such a small build. We don't need to commit right now. Like, it's not a big deal if we lose any of this, but yeah. You know what? Soli says commit, so we commit. Soli said to commit, so we commit. Let's commit this, push this up to GitHub. Let's make sure it's there. Soli said to commit, so we commit. Let Copilot write the message or not. How? Show me how to do that. Do you just making changes? Oh, is that what this button right here does? Generate commit message with Copilot. Wow. That's neat. That's neat. With the sparkles. Added functionality to generate random users. That's inaccurate. That's inaccurate. Well, I mean, I guess it's accurate for the first commit, not for what I just did, but no biggie. No biggie diggy. All right, let's close this out. Let's give me some more room. Fail on my part or fail on Copilot part? And they say AI is going to take our jobs. Can't do a simple commit message. Filthy lies. My AI is like, from my changes, add content to index page, and adjust CSS, added series of paragraphs and header inside a div container on the index page. This update provides some placeholder content for the main area of the site. In addition, there was a minor correction to the indentation in the main CSS file for better readability. That's a good commit message right there. Roll hold using the Slack emojis in here, but they're not working. At least some of us in here know what those mean. Text wall. All right. I'm gonna say this is actually a challenge using vanilla JavaScript because I haven't written something in just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in a long time. Well, it feels like a long time. Like I already want to put some stuff in state. We don't need to. Okay. Okay. So what are we doing? Where are we at? Yeah, we hit the button and we should get. Actually, no. I removed the console.log. So let's set up our data. We'll say let image equal data dot results. We're only getting one thing back in the array for now, so we'll just say results. Let's actually console.log data dot results. See what we get back. so we get an object for pictures. We could just use the thumbnail. I think that'll be good enough. So data.results.pictures.picture.thumbnail actually. So we'll say let image equals data.results. Or actually, let's set this up in a variable so we don't need to write that a bazillion times. Const random user equals data.results at the first index. So now we can just say let image equal random user.picture.thumbnail, and this will be the image source. So let's console.log that, make sure it's working, and then we'll set up all the rest of the data that we need. Cool, so it sends back our image, and we get this cool little Lego boy. You can't recall the last vanilla project. Yeah, it's crazy. I avoided using React for so long, and now that I'm like React this, React that, I don't even think to try to create just a basic HTML CSS project anymore. But I do want to like do different things. So like I know we joked about Angular earlier, but there might be some streams where I just build out something in Angular, or maybe try Vue or Svelte, or you know, some of the other things out there, because I want to be able to learn too. I want to be able to know other things and offer some cool content for other people that watch. There's a lot out there, and I barely know any of it. Astro for sure. I definitely want to learn some Astro. I keep reading so much about it. Seems really cool. All right, we'll say let name equal random user dot. Oh my goodness, why do I keep removing my console.log? I'm gonna just leave it in here till we're done. All right, so name, where's name? Okay, so name is an object. We get first and then last. I don't want to use the title, so we'll say let name equals our random user dot name dot first, and we'll want to interpolate this value. Well, we don't need to interpolate it. We could just do a plus, right? I think this would work. Console.log name. Cool, Harry Williams. And yeah, there is a space in there, so let's just do like this. I should have just interpolated it. It would have been a little easier, but cool. Lori Hale. Lori Hale. Astro and Svelte are great fun in my opinion. I have not used Svelte yet. I actually haven't even looked into it, but I keep hearing it's like the superior framework right now. Been loving Remix lately too. I've heard a little bit about Remix. What is Remix? I hear people talking about it. I haven't really dived into it. No space. What are you talking about, Travis? Why do you come in here once every hour and start throwing out nonsense? Picking on you. Left in my brain. No space left in my brain. Framework built on top of React. Is it kind of like Next? And what is a framework built on top of React? Are you talking about Remix? With React Router. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it was an interpolation thingy. Oh, I figured. I was just giving you a hard time. Y'all can't give me a hard time all the time without me giving y'all a hard time for no reason at all. It's anti-Next. I heard very good things about Next, and I really want to try that next, no pun intended, but we'll see. I know Next handles like a lot of the SEO that you don't really get with React, and it also handles routing like out of the box natively, I think. A lot of cool stuff. There's so much that I want to do. We might even start doing maybe what like the Coding Garden, what CJ does. He has his Friday streams where on Fridays he just tries new stuff. Maybe I can have like a stream, not on Thursdays, but like a separate day where I just try something new. and we all learn together. Might not be the best stream, but it might be more of like a hangout stream. Sounds like fun. Yeah, I agree. It was a good idea, whoever came up with it. Oh, that was me. All right, so we have our image, we have our name. Now we need our location, and we should be good to go. Where's location? Okay, so location, it's also an object. We can do location.city and location.state. I don't think we want to do their street and all that stuff. So we'll do this. We'll set this one up almost just like name. We'll say let location equals random user dot location dot city plus we'll do a comma and a space plus random user dot location dot state. What's it yelling at me for? Oh, I accidentally deleted some code. Name dot last. There we go. So if we console.log image, name, and location, we should have all the data that we need to start building out our UI. Yep, so we get our image, Jonathan Curtis, Lexington, Maryland. Really, really cool. These emojis are so cool. Where do you get those emojis, Soli? Is there like an emoji menu? Oh, there is an emoji menu. That's cool. Look at me. Hey, Rohald, if you're looking for a cool project, you know what you should try to do? You should try to recreate Rocket. I mean, I don't know if you have your Rocket set up different than mine, but I use like the semicolon to pull up the menu. You should see if there's a way to create one where you can pull up like GIFs or Twitch emojis. That'd be a really fun project, to be honest. I might add it to my list. Maybe I will try me in a Star Wars generator. You guys all need to stream too. I would love to watch you guys stream and do your thing too. Don't think you can easily share that anywhere though. Yeah, you're right. I want to know how some of these developers that stream, they set up their own widgets. So it might actually be easy. I just don't know what language they use or how they actually do it. We could have Treehouse emojis here when we get to affiliate. How do you get to affiliate? Is it like a threshold for followers or something like that, or views? What do you think about my console.log server start? What do you mean? Yeah, I figure it's not just like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's mostly for the web. Look into general coding. Oh, I didn't even check this out yet. I decided yesterday to start coding, to start a few code adventures. Ooh. And I really need again to get some experience in CSS. Sure you do. But I will use Express.js and CSS, JavaScript to get familiar with Express. I want to store some pieces into a database, and yes, in this project, I will use all colors from Team Treehouse for all the, yeah, like that. Brand loyal. The colors are clean and matches really nice. Here's my console.log for starting the Express server. I don't see any console.log in here. Oh, I'm getting flashbanged. There we go. May the code be with you. Hold on, let's make this bigger. May the code be with you on the Star Trek to development excellence. The server is running at. Cool. I like that. It's a good console.log message. May the code be with you. All right, we got all of our data. So what are we gonna do with this data? Well, let's build some HTML. We could say let HTML equals. We'll definitely use some backticks for this. We'll do our image. Actually, let's just copy and paste. So each time we generate a random user, we want to basically create this markup. And then we want to append it to that UL that we set up. So our user list. So we'll say user list.append child, and we could say HTML. So for now, it's not going to have our data. We didn't interpolate anything, but if we click this, nothing happens. Let's see why. Console.log and promise failed to execute append child on node. Parameter 1 is not type of node. What you mean? Oh, yeah, we don't need to do that. Wait a minute. What am I doing wrong? This is HTML. Well, never mind. Let's see. Either create an element or use inner HTML. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, I don't like using inner HTML. I'll just create the element. So we could do that up here, I think. Yeah, we can do that up here. We can say let image equal document.create element li, and we could say image.source equals random user.picture.thumbnail, and then we could just remove the bottom line here. But we're gonna have to put all of this into our list item. So let's say let li equal document. Oh wait, I see what I did wrong. Create element image right here, and then we'll create the li first. So we'll do create element li. So this is our li right here. We're gonna leave this right up here at the top, and these are gonna be all the children of it: the image, and then the paragraph tag with the name, and then the paragraph tag with the location. So we can say let name equal document.create element p tag, and we'll say name.text content equals random user.name.first plus, gotta spell that right, random user.name.last. And then we can go ahead and remove that. And then for the location, it'll basically be the same thing. We can say let location equal document.create element, another p tag, and we'll say location.text content equals random user.location.city plus comma plus random user.location.state. And now we can remove this. So this is fine and dandy. We have all of this, but we now need to append all of this to our list item. So we'll say li.append child. We want to append the image. Then we'll say li.append child. We want to append the name. li.append child. And we want to append the location. And then we want to say userlist.append child li. In theory, this should work. Can you share your localhost URL so I can check it out? Kidding. Just heard your story on the podcast about sharing the localhost URL. That's awesome. That's funny. Welcome on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Skirts, skirts, skirks, skirks, skirks. Couldn't possibly be Sean Crooks. Sean Crooks, I believe, actually really likes the podcast. I think he commented on one of the episodes or two of the episodes. Appreciate the kind words. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're definitely just getting started with the podcast, but hopefully each episode gets better and better. All right, everyone. So it looks like I set all this up. I wrote a lot of code, Let's see if it works on the first try. So when we click our add user, sweet. It looks like it added Rohald to the page. Rohald's alias is Gilbert Reynolds, and he's from San Diego, Missouri. Is there a San Diego, Missouri? San Diego's in California. Let's see. Is there a San Diego, Missouri? There's not a San Diego, Missouri. So I'm guessing this generator just actually just returns a legitimately a random city in a random state and just meshes it together. Mexican Rohald, let's go. It is a Mexican Rohald. So if we click it again, oh, we get it again. We get Rohald twice. What are the odds? Actually, the odds aren't that bad. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Lego people to choose from. So 1 out of 9, and we got Rohald twice. That means Rohald's good luck. Rohald's good luck. Whoa. You just graduated FSJS. That's awesome, Sean. I'm actually taking FSJS right now. I've taken it here and there a little bit over the years. I just haven't officially completed it and finished it, so I'm kind of doing it now. But that's awesome. Congrats. Whoop whoop. All the emojis. All right, so if we generate another one, we get... Oh, that's me. That's me with the thinking cap from earlier. I don't remember who this was. I think this was Soli. Yeah, this was Soli with her Black Magic AI extension. Oh, wow. Who's this? Is that in the... Oh, that's so weird. That's not even in the people that I could actually get from the docs. Who is this? Who is this? Oh, well. All right, cool. So we're getting our data back. So let's style this up just a little bit. And then once we have everything really good, we're going to set this up in the database. We're going to use Supabase as a database, and we'll set it up. Doesn't look like a Logan. That's Laura. Sounds like my average project. Never finished it. I saw something on Twitter the other day that said finishing a project is like an actual skill. I never retweeted something so fast. I'm the king of unfinished projects. And it's not like I'll do a little bit and just forget about it. I'll get 95% done and just not finish it. Same with you in games. I think I speak on for everybody when I say you need to finish that game that you keep posting about in 100 Days of Code. If it's not finished already. Which I don't think it is because I haven't played it yet. I don't want to play it. All right, so I'm going to do Dennis's job real quick, and we're going to start styling this up. Oh, wait, I can't move this to the side. You guys won't see it. Mobile version. There we go. Let's just close off the HTML. We don't really need that right now. You finished 100 Days of Code twice now. Don't feel like it anymore. Speaking of 100 Days of Code, I'll let you guys know that's watching the stream now. You guys will be the first to know, but I'm actually going to start a series here pretty soon, maybe even next week, where I do 100 projects for 100 Days of Code, one project each day. The days won't be consecutive because I just don't have that kind of time, but I'm hoping to do about a project or two a week. And I'm going to video every single one of them. So when I'm done, we'll have 100 videos. 100 videos, 100 projects. Some will be super simple, super quick. Some will be pretty involved. And for the 100th project, we're going to do something really, really big. Don't know what it is yet, so if you got ideas, let me know. But yeah, I'm going to get that started here pretty soon. I'm excited. Yes, I'm going to finish all of them Rohald. Leave me alone. If you didn't help me with my bug yesterday, Rohald, I'd kick you from the stream. I'm kidding. I wouldn't kick you. I'd politely escort you out at least. All right. So our user table has a UL in there. I don't really care about that UL. I want to look at that LI. So we can say display flex. I think that'll like this is gonna update each time. Let's copy this image address and let's set up some dummy data that we can use while we're working on our styles, which I should have already did, but I didn't. Here we go. There we go. So now this is dummy data. This isn't coming from the API, but I'm just using this to style everything up. Dustin is doing your job now, Dennis. It's true. I'm doing all the CSS for you. You're supposed to be in here doing the CSS for us. We could say image. Let's make it round. Say border radius 50%. We can do a height of like 3 rem. I think it looks good. We'll do a width of 3 rem too, just to be safe. I don't think we'll need it though. We can say a margin right of 1 rem. Cool, cool. Let's do a border of 2 pixels solid white, just to give it a little oomph. You know, we want some oomph to it. Honestly, I don't really want to do much. I don't want to style too much of this. This could be for later in the stream. We can make this look snazzy. Add some more oomph to it. Font family sans serif. Hold on, guys. Taylor Swift somehow made her way into my playlist, and I'm not vibing with that. Can't change this up. Okay, we're back. I know you guys can't hear my music, but anyways, since we're using display flex on the list items, we can give it a gap too. We can do like a 1 rem gap, space it out a bit. Let's see. Target the first paragraph element, first of type, I think. Let's do color red, see if I'm targeting it. Yeah, we are. We can do like a dark gray maybe for it. And I want to say margin right 1 rem. And then we'll just have our location. And I guess the location could be the same. Actually, all of this can be the same. Let's just take this off and we'll apply it to all. Cool. I do want this all to be centered a little bit better. So we could do align items center since we're using flex. Whoa, there we go. Cool. Where's my gap? Why is my gap not working? Like the bottom gap. Do I have to like specify it? That's weird. Maybe we could do like a margin of 1 rem auto. No, I don't want auto. I'll do 0. Okay, cool. Free Taylor Swift. He's doing it better than me. CSS isn't that bad, guys. Come on. CSS is fun. I would love to do a stream where I have a project already completely built and I just do all the CSS for it for you. CSS is my favorite thing. Okay, I'll give my project to Dustin for streaming content and stuff. Hey, that's perfect. That's just what I just said. Give me something to style and I'll style it. You're with Dustin on this one. What do you mean? You like CSS? I haven't met someone else that likes CSS. I don't like that this is all the way to the thing, so I'm going to change its 100% width to like 90. There we go. Give it a little bit of, or I could do some padding to the body, but I don't know, it's the same thing. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Oh, really? I got a project you could style for me. What you got, Rohald? I would do a whole stream styling up someone else's project. Seriously. I would. I'll use CSS. I'll use SCSS. I'll use Tailwind. You name it. I'll do it. One of your abandoned projects. Is the styles the last thing you have on it, so it's not abandoned anymore? Because if that's the case, sounds like you're just giving me your dirty work. See, I don't have any design experience, but the designer in me as well is why I really, really like CSS. I like making things very, very party. Very party. Speaking of, this button is horrible. let's give this button some love. We'll do top of like 0.33 rim and 1 rim side. Cool, like that. Say border none. We'll do border radius 0.5 rim. We'll say background color. All right, everyone in the chat, give me a basic color, like blue, green, red, just a basic color, whichever has the most, whichever I see the most. Of course you'd say pink. You know, pink's not a bad color. I love pink. Gil says tomato red. We did a lot of tomato already, though. So far, I'm only seeing pink. If I don't see anything else, we're making this button pink. 5, 4, 3. It's got sky blue. All right, resetting it. All right, we got red. All right, we got to agree on something, guys. I don't know why, but pink is my go-to for quick color tests. Red is mine, and I can't stand it. I probably should do pink. You know what? Let's go pink. We'll go pink. But we're not going to do the standard pink. We're going to do a... let's lower that border radius. Jeez. All right, that's good. We're going to use like a... something like this. I really, really like this color. And obviously, we're going to change that color to white. I do want a little bit more padding on top, too. We can do like maybe 0.5. There we go. I like that. I like that a lot. Easy one-handed typing. Pink. Yeah. Pink is all on the right side. And I know you got that split keyboard. That's funny. It's how I got started in tech, and I've completed the UX tech degree already. Oh, sweet. I didn't know you completed the UX tech degree. That's awesome. Congrats. That is a tech degree I want to take. I don't know why I haven't tried it yet. Our app looks so cool. All right, let's do a cursor of pointer, and let's hover this button. Also, Dennis, if you want to see another really cool feature of SCSS, look at this. So I'll say primary color, and I'll put in this pink color that we generated, right? I'll put it here. So what I can do for our background color now is just call it. I could say primary color. I gotta spell it right though. Primary color. And for the hover, what we can do is we can say background color. We can run this function called darken, and we could say primary color and how much we want to darken it by. So we could say like 10%. And now I can just come over here and it'll perfectly darken it by 10%. SCSS is awesome. Where's it at? This was my face when I learned all the cool stuff that SCSS could do. The OG Dustin wow gif. All right, cool. Let's add a little transition so it's not super harsh. Like 0.2 seconds ease. That's good. Cool. Click this. We should generate a new person. Click this again, generate another new person. So cool. We have our basic little thingy working here. Let's go ahead and delete everything that's in the actual UI so that it actually starts empty. I don't have no one here yet. All right, so now to the part of this project where I might stumble a bit. We're gonna use Supabase. We're gonna connect this all up. So some of this I might do off screen. I don't want to leak any of my my public keys because it says I will need a Supabase URL and a passkey. And since this is live, I can't just remove it. So yeah. You know what? Actually, what I'll do is what can I do? Can I just like remove this? Yeah, and you guys can't see anything. Awesome. Cool. I'm gonna get this set up real fast. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Just don't talk bad about me. This Dustin guy. This is my moment. You got a joke? Let's hear the joke while I get all this, my API stuff set up. How would a French person say LMAO? Jamy Monique Dumoy, according to Raycast. I don't know. How would they say it? Le meow. Le meow. That's funny. npm install .env. I haven't used .env in a long time. Does anyone by chance know how I need to initialize .env in a vanilla JavaScript project? Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. I actually tried to find some icebreakers or some like hot takes with ChatGPT yesterday for the podcast that we recorded that you guys are going to get to hear next Tuesday. Spoiler alert, it's about Sora AI. But yeah, ChatGPT failed miserably when trying to give me some jokes. I didn't like any of them. To be fair, I tried to make them about AI and it didn't have any jokes about itself. Maybe that's a joke in itself. Are the variables set up yet? No, I need to go do that real quick so I can actually just start working with the data. Sorry, stop rushing. Stop rushing me, man. Set up a new project. Oh no, I can't set up a new project because... Oh, let me just delete this one. Oh, I can only create so many tables. That sucks. I could reuse one of my old tables. When I go to create a new project, I can't. Maybe I can create a new org. No, I don't want to do all that. Yeah, I have a Nintendo Switch. My controller. I play a lot of Zelda. Play lots and lots of Zelda. Zelda for the win. I like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I do have a couple of Pokemon games on there too. Dang, me and Rohald got a lot in common. I don't like that because I don't like Rohald. I'm kidding. If you liked Breath of the Wild, you should totally go get Tears of the Kingdom. It's so good. It's so good. All right, I'm gonna have to use an old database in Superbase because I can't create a new one. It's not letting me, so sorry. Sorry, this is taking a little longer too. I didn't expect this. What is table editor? Create a new table. Oh, you know what? Because I'm using Superbase incorrectly. That's why. You just don't cheat like Brohall did. You're more into Animal Crossing? I have Animal Crossing. I've tried to play it so many times because it seems like a nice way to unwind. It seems like a very cozy game, but it confuses the hell out of me. It seems very, very intricate, or maybe they just don't do a really good job at explaining what to do. I'm still on like my little starter island trying to catch a fish. It's taking way too long, so I know I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. I'd love to learn how to play Animal Crossing, but I'm not into like looking up guides. Let's do a new table inside the random project generator. And I'll just go back and remove this a little bit later so that I can get this started for you guys. We'll call this employee directory description. Don't need it. Columns created at. That's cool. Time zone. Add a column. We got created at. Column name. We'll call this username, and this will be a string. Do I use varchar? There we go, varchar. Add column, this will be image, and this will be... Who in here has worked with databases? What should I put my image as like the type in my database? Would I use varchar, int, float, JSON, text? Okay, I'll go to text. And then we have, what do we have? We have location. So location, and I'll also use varchar. I guess I'm supposed to be using varchar. We have a Friday night community that plays mini games on Animal Crossing. It's so fun. That's where I am every Friday night on Twitch. Oh, wow. I'm going to save that. I'm actually going to save that because that sounds like a lot of fun. Putting it in my bookmarks now. That's cool. Okay. Need to get back to this so you guys can see my screen again. Yeah, that does sound like fun. Not gonna lie. Where am I? Table editor. Oh no, did my table go away? Oh wow, it sure did. Okay, sorry, give me a sec. This is employee. We'll call this Lego directory. Make it easier. Created at, that's cool. Don't need it, but add column. Name. Varchar. Column. Image. This could be text. And column. Actually, no, I'm not gonna share my screen because I'll just have to unshare it real fast. Location. I'll go over this after I'm done though. I'll set this up as varchar. Hit save. Creating new table. Cool. Almost done. Okay, so I think I got this set up. I'll share my screen again. Cool. Real quick, does anybody know how to connect to, setup.env? I haven't done it in a very long time with just vanilla JavaScript. I already imported the package. Let me look it up. Usage. Require.env.config. And then process.env for the variables. Okay, I think that's basic, right? So I have my API keys for everything set up in this .env file so that you guys can't see it and I can just call the variables. So I need my URL here and my key. So that would be process.env.url is what I called it. And then down here would be the same thing, but key. So process.env.key should work. You just set up db.js and start it. What is db.js? MongoDB? Never heard of db.js. Okay. Anyways. Oh, that's your project. You just send me like your localhost link. You'll show a screenshot? Okay, cool. I won't lie, this is pretty tough with vanilla JavaScript. I'm just not used to it anymore. Cannot import statement outside of module. What are we importing? What's wrong with this? This was working earlier. So how do I fix? Who in here has experience with imports and modules? DM in Discord. Let's see. Where'd my browser go? Host, localhost, root, password. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that seems very easy. I like that. Well, it's given me the import issue with line 1. So I think it's not liking my Supabase call, my Supabase import. I mean, could I just do const create client equals require, oops, and then put this in there? Wouldn't that basically do the same thing? Require is not defined. What if I go to package.json and set typed to module? Wait. Is it type? Oh, should I use import for .env? Well, it's not even letting me import Supabase. Let me ask Copilot. Let me save this. Require is not defined. Hold on. Cannot use import statement outside a module. I'm getting this error. Yeah, this is why I don't care for vanilla JavaScript. So annoying. Use the require syntax instead. I did that. I didn't like that. Unless I did it wrong. Yeah, now it's saying require is not defined. And I do have type module in my package.json. I mean, I took it out, but I'll add it back. Yeah, require is still not defined. Says require is not defined. I have type set to module in the package.json file. You mean in the, what do you mean, Dennis? In like the script tag? Now require is still not defined. Unless I change this up now and just use import, but it's still gonna basically be the same thing. This is why I don't like using vanilla JavaScript. Rollholder Brian, you guys around? Want to help? Let's check this. Type equals module, import message. So I'm trying to use .env, but also I'm getting errors with the Superbase 2 because I'm using import, but it's not. I'm not able to fix it. Like I have my package.json with a type of module, and I even did it in the script tag here, and it's either saying I can't use import, and if I use require instead, then it says require is not defined. I always have this issue when I work with vanilla JavaScript, and I never understood it or figured out how to fix it, so I'm struggling. All Copilot chat told me was just set my package.json to a type of module. But that doesn't actually do anything. Unless it's yelling at me because of the, you know what? Hold on. Let's go back and put type module again. Still not liking that. Oh, did it finally? Oh, that script tag's not valid. Yeah, import statement outside of a module. For the import, yeah, use those. Yeah, those two lines, use that. Yeah, I did that. It's not working. Need that attribute. All right, so type module. And then it says that must start with that. I mean, I could try that. Yeah, no, it's not working. It is path to Superbase that is not liking now. Yeah, I don't know how to like actually link to it. I haven't used Superbase with vanilla JavaScript before. mean, I could just go slash node modules slash add Supabase. Would that work? And then for .env, would I do basically the same thing? No, because then it fails to load it. Oh. Yeah, I've never used this kind of stuff with vanilla JavaScript before, and it does not like it. Import.env./config. Like just write import in front of it, like this. It's not so much like yelling at me for that. It's like just importing in general. Yeah, see, this is what you were saying, Rohald. Let me just like ask Copilot again, see what it says. Because this is taking way too long. Why are my import statements not working? Adios, Dennis. See you tomorrow. Using import and export syntax. Whoa, stop. You're supported in Node. Are supported in Node.js versions 14 and above. Make sure you're using, yeah. Okay. So it's telling me use this for Supabase. But either way, it's still an import. After a while, crocodile. See you later, alligator. Yeah, and I do have type module set up in the package.json file. Yeah, I don't know. This always confused me so much. I almost don't even want to like use a database anymore. Unless we turn this into a React app. me see how to use .env with ES6. Import it like this. Nope, I need type module. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm not going to spend a zillion hours trying to figure this out. I'll probably just not use a database for this. But maybe I could set it up in local storage. Because, I mean, this is just a small project build anyway. And I haven't worked with local storage in a while anyway. Maybe we could do that. Let's go ahead and remove this. We could set the type. Well, we could just remove it. And remove all of this API stuff for Superbase. Now this should just work again. Cool. Let's remove that console.log. We don't need that anymore. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. All right, so let's set up local storage. I don't remember how to do that, but we'll figure this out. So let's see. We'll want to load from local storage if local storage exists, right? Let me see something. Console.log local storage. What do we get back? Layout dark, and that's probably from something else since this is on localhost. So let me go to application, I think it is. And we'll go to local storage and we'll delete this out of there. Cool, so now refresh, we get nothing. So we'll say if local storage dot users dot length is less, or no, if it's greater than 0, we want to show everything, right? Yeah. So we'll probably want to set up a function instead of just when we click this button we do all this stuff. So let's do that now. And then we'll have to pass in what we're getting from this API call to our function. Yeah, this will be fun. I haven't done something like this in a while, so let's just say function add user, or actually load user, and we'll just always load from local storage. How about that? And then we'll pass user in as our parameter. And I'm gonna copy and paste all of this. Let's remove it and paste it. So user is gonna basically be our random user. So let's, do we want to return it? Maybe we can. Console.log, nothing in storage. Let's just see if that happens. Oh, okay. We have to check and see if this even exists first. So if local storage dot users, that's gonna probably return true or false. So if this returns true, we shouldn't have anything in the browser right now. Great. And if I put an exclamation mark in front, which says not, it says nothing in storage. So local storage solely is basically just storage locally. It's in your browser. So I'll show you really quick how you can set that up. So it's basically like having like a little bit of data stored on your end user's browser. So right now I'm saying if local storage.users, and that doesn't exist yet. So this will return false, which means this will not run. So if I hit save, you don't see anything in the console. If I put an exclamation mark in front of it, that's the logical not operator. So it's basically the opposite. So it's saying if local storage.users is false, basically, which it is false. We don't have this in local storage yet. So if I hit save, we should finally see nothing is in storage, which is what we're trying to console.log. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna save each of these new people that we create. I'm gonna save them into our local storage, and then we're gonna build our UI based off of our local storage. So I'll set that up. I haven't done this in a very, very long time, but it'll be kind of cool to kind of do it again. So if local storage.users does not exist, let's create it. We'll say local storage.set item, and this takes in two parameters. It takes in what we want to set, so like what we want to call it, and then what we want to set it with. So we'll call this users, and we want to set it with something, which I don't think I actually want to set it with anything. Does this, what happens if I just leave that blank? Yeah, it requires 2 arguments. So maybe we shouldn't do it that way. I'm gonna use my thinking cap, figure out how I wanna lay this all out. You can still see my browser, right? I just wanna make sure. Okay, yeah, cool. So let's see. Let's return random user from this. I think that should work, right? So like if we console.log random user, does that actually return us anything? Just returns us the promise. Maybe I should not do that. Why did it do that? Oh, I'm an idiot. We just want to return this. And if we say, well, that should actually still do the same thing and return the promise, yeah. So random user equal. Cool. I know what I want to do. I'm just confused on which order I want to do it in. Let's just write a function. We'll say if local storage.users, and if that returns true, we want to basically run this function where it loads the user, right? So I want to say load user, and well, we'll want to loop over everything in local storage. So we can say local storage.get item users. This should return an array. I believe it should return an array. Dot map. Well, we'll say dot for each user. Dot for each say user, and then for each user we want to load user with that user's details. I don't think that'll work. Let's set something in local storage. Local storage, and what we'll do is we'll just console.log user for now. Console.log user, and I'll just add something statically to local storage. Local storage.set item users, and we'll set up name Dustin, and we'll just leave that for now. Get item.for each is not a function. So let's see what that actually returns then. We'll say let user equal local storage get item users. Let's console.log user. And it returns an object. Object. Oh, do I have to like stringify? Let's see. Let's see what Copilot says. How would I set up local storage to save the users I generate and populate the page with what's in local storage? It's been a long time since I've worked with local storage, so let's see what it says. All right, so it says to use local storage to save the users you generate and then populate the page, you can follow these steps. After fetching the user data, save it to local storage. On page load, check if there are any users or any user data in local storage. If there is, load it and populate the page. Here's how you can do it. So I'm sure it'll tell me, yeah, and I don't want to do that. Let's see what we can figure out by ourselves. Okay, so once we get the data back, let's add it into local storage, right? So data equals what we get back. Oh no, my mouse died. There we go. And then random user is equal to, is basically equaling what we get in the thing, right? Okay, yeah, so what we can say is local storage.set item users random user, right? So, and let's go back and set this up in our button. So let's take, okay, no, we already are. We're calling random user. Okay, so if we go to our application, let's delete this from local storage, refresh. All right, so we have nothing in our local storage. If we click this, once we get something back, we get users, we get object. And that's because I think we have to actually return JSON or deal with some JSON. Yeah, response.json. So it's json.parse, but that's when we want to get item. Yeah, so let's see. We could do, where's it at? Local storage that set item users. No, that's to get users back. Let's see what it said. Saves users to local storage. Let users equal json.parse local storage.get item users, or an empty array users.push random user. Let's copy this and let's just see. Delete that and we click this. Okay, so now it's actually putting what we need in here. So let's see what it did different. says users equals json.parse local storage.get item users. Or, see, I don't understand why it's saying or. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to click Copilot, and I'm going to go to explain this. And Copilot is going to explain that line of code for me. This line of JavaScript code is doing two things: retrieving data from local storage when it calls the local storage.get item users is used to retrieve data from local storage of the browser. Yeah, explain this is awesome. When I really don't understand something that Copilot gives me as code, I want to make sure if I'm using AI, I want to at least understand what's going on, or I'm not learning. So that's a really, really neat feature of Copilot. There's a better feature of Copilot. If I turn on completions and I start typing, it'll know what I want to do, and it'll write my entire program for me. So I have that turned off because I don't like it, but maybe I'll show you how that works in a little bit. So it says the get item method is part of the local storage web API. Yeah, I know this. So local storage.get item retrieves an item. Parsing the retrieved data. See, this is, so we needed to use json.parse. This is the part I don't understand. The two pipe characters in an array part is a fallback. So if local storage.get item users returns null, which means there's no items in the array users in local storage, json.parse null will return null, obviously, to prevent users from being null, or with an array is used. This means if the thing on the left is falsy, null, undefined, false, 0, not a number, or an empty string, then use the thing on the right. I like how it used terms that I could use. Use the thing. So basically, if this returns null, then users equals just an array. That's cool. I did not know that you could do that. That's really cool. So if there's no users, if there's not a user's item in local storage, users will be set to an empty array. That's really neat. That's very cool. I didn't realize you could do that. Use the thing. That is a very creepy emoji. It's the eyes. It looks like Eevee, the Pokemon. Fun fact, Laura has the coolest Eevee Pokemon hoodie. I saw her, she was wearing it yesterday when we recorded the podcast for next week. Oh, it is Eevee. Haha, cool. We'll have to get Laura to show everybody her Eevee hoodie. It's really neat. Okay, so after it does what we just read, it takes users and pushes random user. So how does that work? Because users might not actually... Wait, okay, never mind. That makes sense. So either way, it creates an array of the users that are in local storage, or if there is none, it just creates an empty array. And regardless, it's going to push the random user that we just created into that user's array. So that makes total sense. And then we basically, regardless of what happens, we take the local storage and we set the item users to that user's variable. But it's important to note that you can't put anything inside of local storage that's not a string. And oftentimes we're going to want to put data like objects and arrays like we're doing now. But so you have to stringify it. So basically, instead of an array of, colors like red, blue, and green, we'll stringify it so it actually is just a string that looks like an array. And we'll put that into local storage. And then when we need to retrieve it later, we'll have to, return that back to JSON if we want, which obviously we'll want to. But and then we call the load user function, which actually creates our thing. Okay, so that works. How much of this actually does anything in the page though? Uh-oh, got an error. Cannot read properties of undefined reading thumbnail. Okay, yeah, that's probably because we changed up a lot of things. And now we're passing in this here, and random users outside of the context of this function. So we'll have to change up some things. So we're calling our load user, which is random user. And random user is data.results at the first index. So that I want to see. Yeah, I'll get her to post it in Discord maybe later. So I get what's going on here, but I got to figure this out. I got to put my thinking cap on. Let's console.log at the top of this console.log user, and let's see what it's actually returning us. Okay, so it still returns us our actual like users. So why is thumbnail? Okay, that makes sense because we're still using the actual random user variable here. So if we come out, remove this, and we just change this to user. Fun fact, so if you want to change, so you see how I'm trying to change random user? I have it here, I have it here, I have it here, and I have it here. You can press Command, I think it is, or it's Alt for me, but you press Command D however many times, and then you just type in user. It changes it everywhere that you selected. Cool. So now when we generate our user, I think it adds it in a local storage now. So if I hit refresh, nothing happens. All right, let's see. If we go to application, we do actually have all of our people here, but it's not actually rendering it to the page yet. So I think what we're doing is when we create a user, it adds it, but we're not populating the page on page load yet. I do believe that was some more code that was inside of here that I didn't do yet. Yeah, so this window on load. So basically when the page loads, we're grabbing everything. Watch, I'll copy this and we'll decipher it in the code. I'm gonna pop it right here. So basically when the page loads, let users equal json.parse local storage.get items. So basically this is doing the exact same thing we did earlier, where it's taking this variable users and it's storing something in it if there's something in local storage, and if not, we're just setting it as an empty array. And then we're looping over everything in that array, and we're calling our load user function, which actually loads the users into the page. And if there's nothing in the array, that's fine. It's not going to return any errors because it's just not going to loop over anything. So I think if we hit save, yeah, now we get all this stuff in our page because this is in local storage. So if I refresh, we have everything in here still. And if I add a new user, we now have Kent Terry down here. And if I refresh, he should still be there. Yep, still there. So we got our local storage working. Pretty fun. One thing we could do though, so this doesn't get too big, we can go in our CSS. Where is it at? Got all this open from earlier. Styles, CSS. We need to take our UL. Let's put this LI back inside. Let's save this. All right, and then we could just say overflow auto. And we'll set it with a max height of 500 pixels. And now everything will start doing this. And we could, so however many people I add, now it's all stuck in here. So that's pretty cool. Let's set up a margin bottom, one rim to the UL from the list items. Or wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. I want to do that with the H1, was it? Or H2? I think it was an H2. Yeah, H2. Cool. And a search feature, and we want modals and delete buttons. I can do that. I can do that. What Brohald said. Okay, let's do it. We want it all. All right, let's do the delete buttons first. I think that'll be the easiest. And now that we have local storage, like kind of like I guess you could say like the template for it, everything's ready for it, we can figure out how to delete items pretty easily. First thing I want to do though is let's add that delete button inside of our list item. So we can say let button equal document dot get element. Actually, not get element. We want to create an element equals document dot create element button, and we want to say button dot class list equals we'll say delete, and we'll style that later. And button dot text content equals delete. And then let's just add it. We could say li dot append child button. Let's call it delete button, be a little bit more descriptive. And then let's go ahead and change it here. Oh, and that broke everything. Why? Let's see what happened. Button is not defined. Okay. Oh, yeah, I gotta change it here and here too. Cool. So now we have our delete buttons, but we do have some global styles happening that's creating some crazy spaces here. So what we want to do is let's set this with a class called primary, and we'll put all of this. Yeah, you know what? No. Let's put, we want the margin in the primary button only. We want, honestly, that's it. Everything else can be shared across all buttons. So if I hit save, it should kind of break things, but what we'll do is we'll add the class of primary to our first button. And that should fix all of that. And what I want to do to fix these buttons is a simple thing. Let's add a class. Well, did we add a class? I think we did add a class, right? To the button? Yeah, delete. So now we can say delete. So we want to target the button with the class of delete. And we'll just say a margin left of auto. Since we're using flex, it should push it all the way to the right. Cool. And we'll do a margin right of like 0.5 rem just to get it away from that thing a little bit, maybe 1 rem. Cool. So now this looks a little bit more uniform. And it has all the same styles. We're just giving the exact styles we need to the exact buttons, and then they share all of these here. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, but now nothing happens when we click delete. So we're gonna delete. I'll show you how to do that. But we will take a quick 5-minute break. So I will be right back. Be back in 5 friends. Should have added a comma. Yeah. Be back in 5 friends. That does sound a little weird. You know what I'm noticing? I'm looking at the actual stream, and these buttons look super hot pink on the stream. They don't, like, in my browser. They're like a darker pink. Either way, it looks still looks pretty cool. Let's add some more padding though before we get started to the user table. Like 2 rem padding. Yeah, so a lot of times when I stream, even in like our meetings, Rohald, the colors that everyone else sees from the broadcast, like from the stream or from whatever I'm using to like show my face, like even my face, everything looks very, very different than what it like looks like. It's very weird. Very weird, but it's not a big deal. It's just colors. So Lee, are you around? Are you still here? Just colors. You're telling a photographer. You're a photographer? I did not know that. I'm a photographer. Making my burger. How do I calibrate my monitors? I would love to make it more consistent. I don't know the first thing about that kind of stuff. Let me know when you're back, Soli. I have an idea for how we can do the delete with the local storage. I'll show you a little bit about GitHub Copilot, some cool features. But no rush, no rush. We're still pretty early. I don't think this stream is going to be as long as my old ones. We'll probably finish out a couple of these features y'all wanted, and then we'll probably end the stream. Dang, she's back fast. It's a quick burger. No, you can't have one, Rohal, because then she'd have to leave again. Special devices that measure the color on screens. Is that like software I can run that'll tell me those things and help calibrate? If so, link me to some. You can send me a DM. All right, so I want to show you a little bit about how like GitHub Copilot chat completions work. Actually, I'm sorry, not chat completions, code completions, because it's crazy powerful. You know, if you can see this icon down here, it's the Copilot logo with a slash between it because I have it turned off. And 99% of the time I keep it off because you just cannot learn that way. But if you're building something that you already know how to build and you just need to do it quickly, it's great. But I'll turn it on. I'll click Enable Completions. And all I'm going to do is write a function name, and it's going to tell me exactly what I should do. I think I got to turn completions on for JavaScript too. Yeah, enable completions for JavaScript. There we go. And it's going to basically look at all of my code and figure out exactly what I want to do. And it's just going to write the code for me. So if I create so what I want to do now is delete, right? So what we can do is let's go and oh, you know what? I wonder how I would get an on click for this delete button since we're rendering it dynamically, right? Hey, Rohal, do you know how to do that? Is it as easy as literally just giving it a class name or an ID and then just adding the event listener to it like normal? Or will that not work because it's not there on page load? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Let's try. I can say delete button.id equals delete button. And it might even write all the code for me. Nah, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. So if I write delete button right here dot add event listener, I'm just gonna keep hitting tab, and it probably will figure out all the code that I want to write, or nothing at all. That's cool too. Okay, there we go. So it wrote this for me. It says let users equal json.parse.localStorage.getItem users. and then users.pop. So it pops the last one. So it users.pop, if I remember right, pop is it takes off the last item of the array. Local storage that set item users. So yeah, this isn't gonna work. It's gonna work, but it's not gonna work exactly how we want it to. And it looks like I also have an error in my code now. So let's see what's going on. Oh, I think I just need to add. What am I missing? An ending bracket. There we go. No, I still have an error. What's going on? Delete button is not defined. Oh, I didn't even set it up yet. Const delete button dot get away equals. There we go. Yeah, and we can't read add event listener button because this doesn't exist yet because we're creating it dynamically. Fun. So I wonder if I can do that here. I can do like delete button dot add event listener, click. Actually, let's just call a function in here, and we'll just say delete user. And now we need to go and create this function. So let's just write function delete user. Let's see what else it offers. Okay, so now it wants to add the event parameter. And it says let users equal json.parse user. So it's basically grabbing all of our users again. Then let parent equal event.target.parent element. Let name equal parent.querySelector p text content. Let index equal users.findIndex user.name.first. Okay, so basically this is doing everything we want it to do. And it's doing that based off of the context of our code here. So we're giving it you know, some hints. We're saying, hey, delete button, delete user, and it knows exactly what we want to do is taking a look at the rest of our code. Will this work though? Let's find out. Yep, it just deletes all the users exactly how we want it to. Yeah, this is what I meant in that video that you saw that said do not use AI till you understand what you're doing first. Because yeah, this isn't learning. This is not learning whatsoever. But let's see, let's refresh. Yeah, and it's gone. It's gone. Let's Tina Garrett, she's gone. Hit refresh, she's gone. Yeah, so you know, maybe one day on stream we could have a stream dedicated to building like a super complex thing, and we'll use AI the entire time since it'll take all the like nitty-gritty time-consuming things out of the way. She gone. Yeah, it's really cool. What other features you guys wanted? You guys wanted something else? Let's see. Search feature. You know what? Let's do search. Let's do search. I think that'll be really fun, and then we'll finish out the stream. So let's search through our users. That should be pretty fun. I haven't done that in a while either. So in our button up here, let's also add an input. Type of text. Placeholder equals search. We have a great video on creating such a feature. I wonder who created that video. Couldn't be me. Let's just create a div up here called group, and we'll put both of these in there. It'll be a little easier to created by a guy named Dustin. That's cool. I identify as Rohald, so it's not me. So now our search field's way up here. That's partly due to having all this margin up here. So I'm gonna take this margin off of this primary button, and I'm gonna put that on our actual group container. So now we should have that here. And the group container is also gonna get a width of 90%, max width of 600 pixels, which is what we did somewhere else in this. Yeah, we did that here. Let's just copy and paste all this, paste this right back in here. Cool. Now I do want to do a display of flex. Let's make this a little smaller so you can see it as I do it. I don't have to keep going back and forth. There can only be one row hauled though. Well, I'm gonna identify as a problem if I'm not identified as row hauled. Or bro hauled. Actually, you know what? I'm bro hauled, you're row hauled. There we go. So let's give our input a width of 100%. Love it. We'll do a border. Let's match the border for our buttons. Let's keep it all the same. So we'll do border radius, border. Actually, we'll actually give this a border. So we'll say border 1 pixel solid. We'll do like a super light gray. I think that looks good. Why is the border radius so small though? It's like really, really small. Oh, yeah, because our users container has such a hard border radius. We can do like a 0.15 on here too. Keep it all ultra consistent. So we'll set this with a margin 5 rem auto. Or actually, you know what? 5 rem auto, and then underneath it, we'll just do like 1 rem to separate the that from the user list. Cool. And our input's gonna have some padding, 0.33 rem padding, and we're gonna have a gap in our group of 0.5 rem. Cool. I think this looks pretty sick. But yeah, if we click add new user, let's change it to just add user. Or you know what? No, let's give our width. We can do a fixed width of like 200 pixels. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. So add user. This is some bad UX though, because this search makes me think that this is an enter button. But we're not trying to score high on Google here or anything. So Beverly's not part of the friend group. Goodbye, Beverly. Goodbye, Jimmy. Goodbye, Ken. Goodbye, Sally. Actually, I have a really cool idea for something I want to do. Okay, so you know how we're getting these random users, right? I don't know Wendy Jones. I don't know Ava Romero. And I don't know Kim Hamilton. Okay? But you know who I do know? No, of course I don't know. But you know who I do know? I'll let you know real quick. This is who I do know. My real friends. Actually, I'm gonna call you guys the homies. The homies equals, we're gonna do Rohald. We're also gonna do Brohald. We're gonna do Bry, which is Brian. And we're gonna do Soli. I'm gonna spell your name Soli. I'm gonna spell it like this, just Soli. Trav, which is short for Travis. I like how Copilot knew Trav meant Travis. Bry guy, I like that. Let's do Bry guy. Bry guy. All right, cool. And we're gonna randomly choose one of these people each time. But I definitely don't want to give Brian or Brohald or Rohald a girl name. Well, actually, it wouldn't matter. We do get the gender back, but I don't think the gender actually. Let's see. Do we get? I think all the images are not like. No, they are. They are. Okay, so if it's a girl, if the gender is female, we'll choose Soli every time. Or let's put a few more girls in here. We'll do Can. We'll do Laura. And who else? Come on, guys. I don't know any girls. Comma after Bry guy. All right, Travis wins. I was gonna see if anyone caught that. Megman. What about Mega Man? All right, I think that'll be good. I'm not gonna worry about the gender stuff because this is gonna take a while, and this is just a quick feature. So instead of actually getting the name from the data when we get back, what we'll do is let name equal element like this. So what we'll do, we'll say homies. Oh, the homies. Sorry, the homies. Oh, Can's still here. Let's do Spence. Spence. All right. I spelled that wrong. Spence. Is that short for Spencer? Well, Copilot said yeah, so I'll do Spencer. My music stopped in my head. Let me play that music again. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what we can do is instead of getting the name from the API, let's randomly choose a name from our list. This will be pretty fun. So what we can do is say, how do I want to do that? Yeah, we'll say the homies, and we want to grab a random index, right? So these Copilot completions are annoying. Let's turn them off. Disable completions. There we go. We'll say math.random times, actually, wait, why are the completions still up? They're messing me up. Disable completions for JavaScript. Okay, so math.floor, we want to do math.random times the homies.length, right? That should choose a random one. So this would be our text content. So we could say name.text content equals, and then a random person from here. Let's see if this worked. Let's delete all these people from storage. Uh-oh, not working. Let's see what we did wrong. I probably did something super simple. Let's check local storage. Where's application? Oh, you know what? This was a really cool feature, but it's not going to work because we're actually, I mean, it would work, but it's going to take a lot of code to fix it. We're actually throwing like the actual full data into the database, into local storage, which I don't want to do. Where are we doing this at? Maybe it wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, it was a cool idea. It's gonna be too involved. Let's not do it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's just do our search feature. You could adjust the random user to take in an optional parameter. Or build search. We'll come back to it because it's probably not going to be super involved. Let's make sure this is all still working. Yeah, it is. Yeah, make it in a homie name and use that param to overwrite the first name returned from the API. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. All right, let's do our search feature. And we'll come back to that if we got time at the end. Let's close up some of this stuff so I can see what's going on. All right, so say const search input equals document dot get element by ID search input, which this doesn't exist yet, so let's go make it. Let's do an ID of search input. hop right back into the JavaScript. And let's say search input dot add event listener key up. We'll take in the event. I think key up would work, right? It's console.log e.target.value and see if we can get back in the console what we're typing in here. Hello world. Okay, cool. So we definitely get that back. What are these emojis? Is it an octopus? Whatever it is, it's kind of weird. It's cool, but it's weird. It's freaking me out. Okay. So as we type in our input field, we're getting what we're typing in the console, which is great because we need that. We need that to search our peeps. So what we can do is, let's say let names equal document.query selector all. Or actually, let's change it. Let's be a little bit more specific. We'll say query. Let query equal document.query selector all, and we want to target every single p tag, right? So if we console.log query, we should get an array of nodes back. Yeah, a node list. And the only p tags we have would be in here. So if we add a new user and then we start typing, we get 2 of those back. And the text content of them, wherever text content is in this super long list, it's somewhere. We'll have their names. Or, wow. So this pulls random information, and it just pulled Great Falls, Montana. That's really cool. Anyways, I'm geeking. So what we can say, yeah, I see that. I'm seeing a lot more Twitch emojis from you, Rohal, than the Slack emojis. You're from there, Great Falls, Montana? I'm going there in June. Always geeking when there's a Dutch city. Okay, so as we type, this query is going to hold every single p element. And we want to check if that p element, or we want to check if what we're typing includes anything in this p element. Oh, my brain hurts. I haven't done this in a while. Searching is fun, but it's annoying at the same time. So what happens if I write .text content on this? Actually, no, that's not gonna work because that's a collection. It's not just one item. Okay, because we want to be able to search by area as well as name. Do you know a Billy Stone in Great Falls, Montana? Okay, so we can say, actually, let's change query. Let's just change this to content. We want to search the content, right? And our query is going to be what we're typing. So we'll say if, well, let's put it in a variable. We'll say let query equal e.target.value. So now query holds whatever is inside of our input up here. So currently query equals ff. So we'll say if query, if query dot includes, or no, I'm sorry, includes is an array method, and our array is the content. So we'll say content dot includes query console dot log content dot parent node. And that should return, hopefully, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, dot includes is not a function. So content is not. Okay, we'll actually have to, so this is a collection. I think we'll actually have to write a loop. So we can say content dot for each, I guess we can say word for each word. If word dot includes our query, console.log word.parent node. Maybe that'll work. If not, I might have to go watch that video that awesome instructor from Treehouse created. The one with the minifig head. Minifig head. That's funny. Word.includes is not a function as well. So let's see what's going on here. Console.log content. Oh wait, I have to comment this out. It's gonna yell at me. So it returns a node list. We did this already. Okay, so I think we actually... Man, I am rusty. I have not done a search in a long time. Yeah, let's go look at Treehouse. See what I'm doing wrong here. Rusty Dusty. JavaScript search. Current value. Dot to lowercase authors equals document query selector. Blah, 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 title. Authors dot for each author. If author dot text content dot to lowercase dot includes. Okay, so that kind of makes sense. Let's see if we can get this to work. So we'll say content dot for each word. What's the Giphy thing on the right of the screen? Can I click the GIFs? I can click GIFs and all, but I want to see. Wait, I can. Text is so tiny for me to read. I can click GIFs all I want, but nothing seems to happen. Yeah, I don't know. I even played with it before the stream. Supposedly you're supposed to be able to click it and it'll pop a GIF into the chat, but it doesn't do it. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a widget that just doesn't work. Oh, cool. I can up the size of the text of this chat so I can read it better. This is great. Emote only chat? No, I don't want that. Followers only chat? No. Review recent rates? No. Pause direct messages, chat highlights. No, there's nothing I can do to turn on the GIFs either. I don't know. Like I said, I think it's just a widget that just doesn't work. Very weird. All right, so for each word, what do we want to do again? I think we want to say if word dot dot text content dot includes. We want to include our query console.log word.parent parent node. Maybe this will work. Let's see. It probably won't. I feel like oh, it does work. Okay, so it brings up our list item, which is perfect. Billy Stone does show up in there, so if I type in X, nothing should happen. But yeah, okay, cool. So that works. So we could just say word.parent node.style.display equals none. But also, if it doesn't, we want to bring it back, right? So we could say else word dot parent node dot style dot display equals flex. We'll bring it back to flex. Now this should work. So Billy should stay here until I type in something that doesn't match, like X, and yeah, it's still not working. We'll figure it out. So console shows nothing. Style.display equals none. That should be working. Because if I console.log word.parent node chord word is what we want. Wait, did you figure out the GIFs? I didn't see it if you did. Give Rohald his GIFs. Or did you not? Oh. Oh, I just didn't refresh the page, so it does look like it works. Ah, but it doesn't put them back in the UI, which sucks. So I'm basically saying if the word.textContent.includes our query, oh, we're saying hide, yeah. So we want to flex. So if it does include it, we want to flex. If not, we want a display of none, right? That's why it didn't work. So if I hit save, this should work. Let's see. So if I type in Billy, nothing happens. Let's see what word is, because maybe that's where our issue is. So console.log word.text content. Yeah, something happened. It did hide it, so it's making me feel like I'm not getting back. Word is not what I think word is. Okay, so word is these strings right here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I have to do two lowercase because they're not set up that way. So we'd have to do word.textContent dot to lowercase, and just to make sure it always works, we will say our query is e.target.value dot to lowercase. So basically what that's going to do, it's going to take our query, which is what we're typing in here, and make it in complete lowercase. And when it checks against this, it's going to take all the text in here and lowercase it as well, so that when it compares the strings, they're exactly the same, whether they're in uppercase, capitalized, whatever. So this should, in theory, work now. And Billy goes away. But Billy comes back, so I think it is backwards again. I think I had it right the first time. So let's go and put flex. And if I type in Billy, Billy stays until I type in, you know what, no, this isn't working. It works, but it doesn't work. So we need to figure out what's wrong. Billy back. Billy's back. Billy hit himself. Yeah, so this is working, but it's not. So we need to figure out where the issue is. Oh, and you know what? I think I know what it is. I want to figure out what this is. I think this is returning me a string, but I could very well be wrong. Let me, for each word, let's do type of word and see what that actually is. Oh, I gotta spell it right. Type of word. Type of. Am I using, how do I use type of? Have you used it before, Rohald? Type of. I want to get the type of. Oh, you don't put it in parentheses? It's not a method? Like this? That looks so wrong. It's not even. Oh, I got to console.log it. Console.log type of word. Oh, okay, so that's what's going on here. It's returning an object. It's not returning a string. And I'm trying to compare strings. Cool. So that's an easy fix. You could say word dot. How do I return something back as a string from an object? That's JSON.stringify, right? JSON.stringify. And we want to stringify. Whoa, wait, why am I? Hold up. I'm on the wrong line. Well, I'm right. Let's console.log it and see. So console.log JSON.stringify word. JSON is not an object. Wait, what? JSON is not defined. Do I gotta put it in all caps? All right, now I'm getting super confused. The problem is that the Great Falls, Montana doesn't match, so its parent container gets hidden. It shouldn't matter because we're using includes. Includes is just going to see if one value or whatever's in the query is inside of the what we're testing it against. So because BIL is in Billy, it should still show, which it does, but I'm comparing an object here, and I don't want to compare an object. Content, let's do something. Console.log type of content. Yeah, but then it's hiding it because of the word, because of the next word. Oh, hold on. Wait, what? What is this error? Console.log type of content. Oh, maybe I misspelled something. All right, so content is also an object. So if content is an object, how am I able to loop over? That doesn't make any sense to me. See, searches are a lot easier to implement if you kind of set it up when you start the project. If it's an afterthought, it's a headache. Let's make it simple. So when we're creating these users, let's just look at their name. So we could say name.classlist equals name. And what we can do in the JavaScript in the search is we could say names equal document.querySelectorAll p tag with the class of name. Now it's just giving us our names back. And it should be a little bit easier to search through now. The location is what's making it disappear at the moment. Yeah. So I'm gonna backtrack. I'm gonna make this a little bit simpler, and then we can get more complex from there. Let's at least just figure out the main issue first. Okay, so let's remove all this. We'll say names.forEach name, and we'll say if name.textContent.toLowercase includes our query, then we want to display a flex on the parent of it. If not, we want to hide it. So we can say Billy, wait, name.forEach is not a function. So name is not, oh, names, sorry, names.forEach. So we could say Billy, and now word is not defined. Hold on. Yeah, I got to change a lot of stuff whenever I change one thing. So we'll say name here, name here. Okay, now we should have everything fixed. So I say Billy, it shows. If I change anything else, like an F, there's no F in his name, so he goes away. I bring him back. So yeah, now the search is working. So if I go and add a few more users, and I want to look for just Scarlet, if I just start typing Scarlet, Elliot, it works. As soon as I type something that's not in her name, it goes away. So yeah, the location was giving us an issue. So now that we've figured out this part, we should be able to figure out, well, nah, let's just keep it simple. We just want to look for, well, you guys let me know. Do you want to also be able to search by location? Because if so, we can figure that out too and make that happen. Or do you want to leave the search as is, just searching for names? Yeah, let's see if we can figure out the locations too. So we say let locations equal. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna kind of just mimic what we did. So when we create our paragraph tag with the location, we could say location.classList equals location. And then we could just basically do the exact same thing. Actually, I wonder if that would cause issues because it's going to be testing two different things. I bet you it'll be a little weird. Let's see. We like weird. So we could say names.for each name, if name.text content. Yeah, let's just copy this down and we'll change up the values because it's basically gonna be the same thing. So we could say locations, right? And for each location, if location.text content.lowercase includes our query, then location and location. And then we'll have to add locations up here, which we already did. So that should work. So if we go to Great Falls, Montana, he still shows. If we type in Billy, he goes away. And I think that's because it's checking this after. So we'd have to do the same thing. I think we could just do something like, well, what would be easier is if we actually put this in an array of objects. An array of objects. And then we wrote in the conditional, it'll check the name and the location, all in the same condition. We could do that. I don't know if that's gonna be super involved or not though. But either way, we got the search working, so it's a win. Ooh, you know what we could do? This will be fun. It's a little extra and it's probably not great UX, but because we have time, I'm gonna start building out this feature. And as soon as one of you guys figure out what it is that I'm building, let me know. I'll keep it kind of a secret. I'll try to be secretive with the ID and class names. C is the first one to guess it. So let's do another group here. Well, let's change the, no, let's just do a div for now. We'll come back and add a class or something if we need to. I mean, there's really no way I can be super descriptive. Nah, I'll just tell you. We're gonna make a, we'll make a toggle switch. Actually, you know what? No, I will be descriptive. What can we do here? We'll do input type of checkbox. Let's see if I can even remember how to do this. It's been quite a while. Let's just come all the way to the bottom of the file. We'll do it. We'll do our input with the type equals. I think this is how you do this. Filter feature. Yep. Dang. I didn't even have a chance to be sneaky. Yeah, we'll filter it. So if the checkbox is checked, it'll say we'll search by location. If it's not, we'll search by name. And then we'll call it. I think that'll be fun. We'll add this to the stream, to this build, and then we'll call it. Let's just do a display of none, see if this is even working. Yeah, no, I'm not doing this right. I think it's just type equals checkbox. Something like that. Yeah, it's like that. Wait, what is different? Did I misspell something? Yeah, I misspelled something. It's always me misspelling stuff. Okay. I do want to put this inside of a container though. And then we'll call this container filter. And then I'll just say filter has a width of 90%, max width 600 pixels a margin 0. Actually, a margin, let's do to rim auto. And now it should be level. Cool, cool. Did you guys know about the accent property? Do primary color. I think the accent property still works. Nope, it doesn't look like I'm using it correctly. Accent color, there we go, it's accent color. So now we can get it the same color as the rest of our thing. I was gonna make a checkbox, like a toggle switch, but I don't know if I have the time. We could try, because why not? We'll do a position to relative, because we'll make that little switch on the inside, the toggle. Position to absolutely relative to its parent, which the parent is going to be this, because we're going to use an after pseudo element for it. So we could say a width of like, I don't know, let's do like maybe 3 rim. We'll do a height of like 1 rim, and this we'll adjust these in a little bit. Border radius 25 pixels. Let's do a background color. We'll do our primary color. And that didn't do anything. I think I have to do a WebKit display, or is it? Oh no, my keyboard just disconnected. There we go. I don't know. Let's go. Let me figure out how I did this. Toggle switch. CSS only toggle switch. Oh look, I made this video. Oh, okay, it's WebKit appearance none. That's what it is. So it's WebKit appearance, and we'll set it to none. There we go. Cool. So now we have our little toggle switch here. Definitely want to add a little bit more height to that. A little bit less height than that, though. Cool. That looks all right, I guess. We'll actually set the background color initially to like something like a light gray. Show that it's not active. Oh man, I'm all over the place. All right, there we go. And we will set up an after pseudo element, and we'll position this absolutely relative to that parent, which is the actual input itself. We'll give it a height of, let's go with 1.15 rim and a width of 1.15 rim. A border radius of 50%, make it a perfect circle. Let's say a background color of white. See where it puts it. Yeah, you can't see it yet. Let's do a top of 50%, a left of 50%. We'll translate negative 50% on both the X and the Y axis. And we still don't see it, so something's going on here. Let's see. Could it be the background color? Is it too bright? No, let's check it out. Oh, you know what? We have to actually set it up with content. And I did that in the parent on accident. I'm gonna do that here. That might fix it. There we go. That fixes it. So left, let's initially set it to like maybe 10 pixels. Let's zoom in a bit. And we'll set this back to white just so that we could see it. Did I misspell it? Yeah, I misspelled it. That's why it's not centered in there. Wow, I butchered that. There we go. Let's do left of, let's just do 1 rim. Make it, the width is a little much too. We'll do like 2.75 rim for the width. And then we can do like 0.8 rim for the thingy. Okay, cool. Now that looks more like a toggle switch. Yeah, and we can make this toggle switch function without JavaScript. It'll be pretty cool. It'll be very tricky, but we'll do it. So obviously what I would like to do is set this with a cursor of pointer. Let me hover over it. Looks like you can click it. And I gotta remember how to do this. So we'll say when the input is checked, which I think we can just do. Is it just checked? Yeah, it's checked. When it's checked, I want that left property to be, let's go like 90% and just go from there. Oh, wow. No, that's the whole thing. We want to do checked on the after. So yeah, when checked, we want to target the after pseudo element. Okay, there we go. That works. It's a lot better. Let's just use percentages instead of the rim. I think it'll be a little bit easier. So left, we'll put it at like 15%. Let's uncheck it. Okay, that's too little. Let's do like 25%. Nope, 30%. 30% looks great. So what's the opposite of that? It's 90%, right? So, or 60 maybe, I should say. No, it should be. It should be what I had it at, but it's not. Let's do 70%. There we go. And we can also change the way it looks. So when this is checked, we want to do this when it's with the after pseudo class. So we'll set that up like that, but we'll also add some styles directly to the checked state. So what we can do is just say the background color is our primary background color. Like that. So cool. Now we have our little toggle switch, and we can make it look cool with some transitions. We can say transition all 0.2 seconds ease. Kind of works, kind of doesn't. I think we need to add it to our after pseudo element too, because it's a whole different element. There we go. So now we have a functioning toggle switch. Better at 70. Yeah, I do agree. Looks pretty neat. Looks like a cool little toggle switch. And we can add some text on the side of it, right? We can say filter by location. All right. And inside of this filter class, let's set it up with flex. So say display flex, align items center gap on rim. And we'll also say p tag. We'll say font size 0.8 rim. Color, we'll do like something kind of dark, but not too dark. Cool. So filter by location is on, filter by location is off. But since this is a checkbox, we have access to it in the JavaScript. We can literally say if the checkbox is checked or not, and we can do something based off of that. So if it's checked or not, we'll want to filter by location when we search. So like I said, this is bad UX. We probably want this right out of the gate with the input element, but we're just building, we're just learning here. So let's get into it. Let's figure this part out. This part will be pretty simple. So this is the code we want to run if the toggle switch is checked. Correct? Correct. Because right now, if we search, we're searching by username, and for whatever reason, Billy stopped. Oh, yeah, Billy stopped because this is still in here. We need to comment this out. So right now, it just works with names, and ideally, when we click this, we want to be able to search by location, not just names. Cool. I think it's pretty simple. So let's get a reference to our input. Type of checkbox. Let's go to an ID of filter by location. And we can do const filter by location equals document.getElementById by ID filter by location. And what we can do, let's come down to the right above our search event listener, and we could say filter by location dot add event listener, and we want to listen for change since it's in a checkbox. And we could say if e dot target dot checked is true. I was about to write a ternary. Actually, no, we'll write a ternary. If e dot target is true. Actually, I think it's a question mark. If e dot target dot checked returns true, console. What's console dot log? It's checked. Else console dot log not checked. And this needs to be a string because we're just checking. All right, let's see if this works. If this works, we can go on to the next part. Cool. So when you click it, it brings back checked, and then it says not checked. So this is super simple, super easy to do. So what we can do is, man, my React brain is firing. I want to set this up in state. Actually, this event listener is redundant. We don't need to do anything when it's checked, because when it's checked, nothing is going to physically happen when it's checked. What's going to physically happen based off of if it's checked is when we're typing a query in the search. Yeah, so we don't need this. All we need to do in here is just right before we start showing or hiding things. Actually, let's just do it at the top. When we start searching, we want to know if we're searching for a name or if we're searching for a location. So we can say if filter by location is true, or yeah, dot checked. If it's checked, wait, is that how we did this earlier? I already forgot how we wrote that. Yeah, if e dot target is checked. So we can still do the same thing. We say filter by location dot checked. If that's true, we want to run all of this. Right? Else, I want to run all of this. I feel like I'm not doing my ternary right. I'm probably just going to stick to a, yeah. I'm used to doing this in React. I'm just gonna write a actual if statement here. So if filter by location dot checked, we're gonna run all of this code here, and we're gonna remove this locations thing. I'm gonna say else. We're gonna run this. We're gonna put locations in there. Let's uncomment this out. Cut it. Paste it. And certain things that we'll need the query regardless of what it is. So we'll put this up here, and then we're going to search for names. If we're actually, no, this is the opposite. So I need to put an exclamation mark here. So if filtered by location is not checked, we want to search by name. Else we're going to search by location. All right. So in theory, this should all work. Let's give it a try. So right now I should be able to search for Billy. And Billy does show up. Now, if I type in Great Falls, nothing happens. Now, if I click on this, now I should be able to not have nothing come up when I type Billy. Great. And if I type in Great Falls, cool. So we got the filter working. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Cool, cool, cool. I like that. This is a cool little app. Uses local storage, an API, a little bit of JavaScript fun, and it's all vanilla. Now, one thing I don't like is the way that this toggle switch looks when it's smaller. So let's fix this up a little bit, and then I think we're gonna call the stream. Let's fix up that a little bit. Where's it at? Where's it at? So the height's at 1.5. Let's do like 1.6. It just needs to be a little bit bigger. Imagine being so smart that things are easy. Dude, you're the one that taught me how to write a search years ago. Actually, I think that's all we needed to do to make this look a little bit better. Yeah, Brian Big Brain. Imadori, who's that? Is that Laura? Hi, Laura. I think Imadori's Laura. Whoa, a moderator. I don't even know how she's a moderator. How are you a moderator? Did you make yourself a moderator? Duh, ban me, please. I'm gonna pin this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I pinned it. Duh, ban myself. Oh, of course you did. The best pin. I wonder if it's gonna stay pinned, even like in the next streams. So this is a really cool little app. I'm kind of glad that I did this in vanilla, JavaScript, and HTML and CSS because I haven't done nothing like this in a while. But man, my brain, I think I needed this because my brain was so in like React mode that I kind of forgot a lot of this stuff. I felt like I was very rusty today. Oh yeah, Soli will definitely know. She is a Twitch master. She's gonna help make this channel great. Soli, I forgot if you answered earlier. I asked, what do we, like when it comes to Twitch and like being a Twitch partner, is it like a certain amount of followers or a certain amount of subscribers or streams? How does that all work? Can you fix the alignment for the location? Alignment how? What's wrong with the alignment? It's centered. Oh, do you want it like in the center right here? I don't want it in the center. But if that's what you want to do, we'll do it. How's that markup look? Can you fix the alignment? So what are you wanting with the alignment? You're wanting it like this whole thing just centered? I was gonna keep it on the left. Let's see. That'd be a quick one-liner there. Nah, the data under. What data? You need to give me more descriptions with your demands. Oh, the city and state. Yeah, that does look kind of wonky, huh? Oh, that's what you mean by location. I gotcha. Yeah, we should work on that. Let's do that. Let's give like a fixed width for both of these fields, and we can do I can show you how to like fix overly done text with another one of my videos. Man, I made some great videos for Treehouse. What was it called? Like text overflow, I think I called it, or something. Let's just go to my courses. Look at all these badges. Wait, where's my courses that I've taught? Where do you go to see the courses that I've taught? Oh, I was on my other account. That's why. Dang, I taught a lot of courses here. Look at all of this. Shorten text with CSS. We don't need no stinking badges. Travis, you come out at the most random times with the most random things to say. Like, I haven't heard from you in like 6 days. You're like, we don't need no stinking badges. All right, so what we'll do is inside of the user table, we're gonna target each of the paragraph tags. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. So user table, paragraph tags, and I'll just copy over what I have here. So a display of WebKit box, and we can say text overflow. We'll set it to ellipsis, and you'll see why. And then overflow is hidden, and then we'll set the WebKit box. I think that's, yeah, what is it? WebKit box orient. We'll set that to vertical. And then WebKit line clamp. Now this property is important. So this property is how many lines of text you want to see. So I'll set it to 1 for this because this is what makes the most sense. I will need to set the paragraph tag to a display of block to give it like a width. I'm going to say width of 100 pixels, which is going to be very small, but we'll figure this out. So if there's any amount of text that goes past the container that the element is taking, it's actually going to truncate it, and it's going to add these 3 ellipses at the end, which is really cool. It's a way to kind of keep your UI pretty consistent. And you can set this to 2 lines if you want 2 lines, or 3 lines, or 4 lines, depending on whatever you're building. But we're going to put that right back at 1, and I'm going to give them like a fixed width of 200. I think that'll be fine. Or 150 should be fine, actually. Yeah, and that looks good. You'll generally get their full name here, and then the majority of their place where they live. Why does Brian want us to ban him? I don't know. Scary mod logged in though. Laura's in the house. Oh, Laura. Hey, if you're still here, Soli as well as Rohald, I think they want to see your Eevee hoodie. I was telling them about it because I told them that you wore it yesterday on the podcast, but they were spamming me with Eevee emojis earlier. I told them you had this cool hoodie, so you're wearing it now. They want to see it. Put it in the chat in Discord. Tag Soli and tag Rohald. I think it's a cool hoodie. I remember when I first met you when you first started at Treehouse, and we had our first like introduction meeting. You wore it and you were explaining it to me. I thought it was cool. Cool, guys. It's time to commit, and I'm gonna use Copilot for the commit message to see what it says. I don't think you can share images in Twitch chat. You found an Eevee beanie? That sounds cool. Okay, hold on. Wait, why did the Copilot commit message give me the worst commit message? This sounds like, no offense to me, this sounds like a commit message I would make. Added dependencies and updated styles. Dude, we've done so much more than that. We've done so much more than that. Okay. Wow, you know what? We'll just hit send. We'll hit send. That's funny. I like that. Let's make sure it's up on GitHub if anybody wants to go check out the repo now that we're finished. Have at it. Employee directory. Cool. Yeah. Anybody wants to check out the code that we just wrote today on stream? Just go to my GitHub. I'll post it in the chat down here if anybody wants it. Everyone go star it. I don't think I've ever gotten stars on a repo before. But yeah, that's going to be it for the stream. I think that was pretty fun. I think it was pretty fun. Oh, that was actually kind of annoying, to be honest. It was fun, but a little annoying. I miss React already. I might actually go back and rebuild exactly what we did, but do it in React. Maybe it could be my 100 days of code next video. Raiding time. We could try to raid out again. I don't want to raid a random person that's not online again. I didn't look up anything on how to raid, so I don't have enough confidence in myself. If you could find someone and send us the link, I'll go, but I'm not going to look myself. I might mess it up again. Nice job, sir. Thanks, Travis. Just get the username right. All right. Let's bring this back up. Let's go to Twitch. Software development. Gosh. I'd be dangerous if I knew how to spell correctly, right? What's Adam Learns Live? We like learning. Ooh, he's got a lot of people. Co-working, MIT, Vue, JS, and Nuxt. 2.5K views. God, I want to get on these guys' level. Now this 95 views right here doesn't seem so bad. Oh, am I looking at past videos again? Was I really about to do it again? How do you know this is they're not live? It says live right here in the left. Just ones at time. Just ones at top. People searching for software development also watch. I don't get it. Okay, yeah, okay, I get it. These are not live. I know that, but these are live. Yeah, I knew that. I was just looking. But okay, y'all want to do Adam Learns live? Is he learning code though? That's the important part. Let's see. I'm watching Kevin Hart advertisement. Give me a sec. Do you guys get ads when y'all watch my stream too? Like when y'all first start up? Cool. We're not important enough to monetize yet, are we? Oh no, Rohald. Look at his screen. This is the type of keyboard that Rohald uses. A split keyboard. That's crazy. It looks so odd. Oh, he's not frozen for me. All right, well, there's going to be like 21 minutes till he reads the chat again, so we're not going to rate him. That's crazy that he's got that on there, that he's not doing anything. All right, what about this? Oh, no, I thought he was coding. Oh, maybe he's coding a game. I thought he was gaming. What about this guy? Do you guys want to rate him? Indie horror dev. I don't know what game he's making, but that looks cool. Looks interesting. All right. I'm grabbing it from the URL bar this time. So this is the right stream. Everyone wants to go and just say, hey, from Team Treehouse. Right up Travis's alley. Travis and him will be besties after we raid. Horror and game dev. I know that is right up Travis's alley. Oh, look at the masks he got on his wall behind him. That's cool. All right, so what are we doing? We're just going to hop in there and start screaming Treehouse. Hello from Team Treehouse. Oh, is this what we're just going to copy these frogs, OS frogs, and just paste it in there? All right, I'm ready when y'all are. I'm not doing the first one though. Or should I do the first one and then you guys follow me? As soon as I see one of y'all say Treehouse raid, I'll paste mine in. Do the let's go emoji. We will get a timer of when it happens? What do you mean? Oh, I have to start a raid. That's true. How do I do that again? How does that work? Invalid username. Okay, so I need to just use his username. Okay, so raid username. The raid has been created. Okay, we're all ready. Hold on. I'm trying to copy something. There we go. All right, y'all ready? Yep. We got 9 viewers. That's cool. Let me put the coding cam back on. Cool. Oh, wow. We actually did it right this time. Adios, Soli. I'm out of here too, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We'll be back next Thursday, 12 p.m. CST. See you all next time. Adios.